Long before multimodal chatbots felt normal, a model from DeepMind quietly showed the way. Back in 2022, Flamingo could look at a few examples of images paired with text and then answer questions about a brand new picture, all without any extra training. That ability to learn from a handful of examples on the fly was remarkable at the time. Today we're breaking down how Flamingo pulled it off and why the design still echoes in models we use now. To see the architecture clearly, let's trace how an image flows into an answer. It starts with a frozen vision encoder. Frozen means its weights are locked and never change during training. It looks at each image and produces a set of visual features, and that set can vary in size depending on the picture. And crucially, Flamingo can handle a whole sequence of images interleaved with text, so each picture in that sequence gets encoded into its own pile of features. Then comes the perceiver risk sampler. Its job is to take that variable pile of features and squeeze it down to a small, fixed number of visual tokens. So no matter how much the encoder produced, the model always receives a tidy, predictable bundle. That fixed count matters because it lets the rest of the system treat every image and even every video frame as the same clean, manageable unit of visual information. Now, the interesting part, new gated attention layers are slid in between the frozen language model's existing layers. Through them, the text can reach over and attend to those visual tokens, weaving what it sees into what it's reading. And the language model generates the response. Because the gates start almost shut, the original language skill stays intact. Then the gates gradually open during training, so vision blends in smoothly rather than disrupting everything. That gentle, gated introduction is the whole reason a frozen language model can gain sight without losing the fluency it spent so long acquiring. Here's the design choice that defines Flamingo. You could retrain a multimodal model end to end. It's expensive and worse. Forcing new visual training through the whole network tends to erode the language ability the model already had. Flamingo instead freezes both the vision encoder and the language model, and adds gated attention layers on top. The pre-trained knowledge is preserved untouched, and vision gets folded in gently through gates that open only as the model learns to use them. You get the best of both worlds, a language model that keeps everything it knew, plus a new visual channel bolted on without a costly rebuild. Now, let's name the ideas that really carry this model. The perceiver risk sampler is the first idea. It maps a variable number of image features down to a fixed set of visual tokens, giving the rest of the system a clean, consistent input every single time. Without that compression, wiring an arbitrary number of image features into a frozen language model would be a genuine mess to manage. Gated attention into a frozen model is the second. Because the gates begin near zero, the pre-trained language model isn't disrupted, then they open during training to let text attend to the visual tokens. Learning from a few examples is the payoff. Since Flamingo handles arbitrarily interleaved images and text, you can prompt it with a few image and text examples, and it answers about a new image in context. All right, let's lock in what matters. Flamingo was an early visual language model that interleaves images and text from DeepMind in 2022. A perceiver risk sampler compresses variable image features into a small fixed set of visual tokens. Gated attention layers, inserted into a frozen language model, let text attend to those visual tokens. Because the gates start near zero, the language skill survives, enabling few-shot multimodal learning in context, and much of this blueprint still echoes through the multimodal chatbots we use today. Hungry for more AI explainers minus the jargon? Head to Standarity.com and keep learning.